Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Journalist shares update on Arsenal star Emile Smith Rowe amid Aston Villa interest. TalkSPORT journalist Alex Crook claims that Arsenal star Emile Smith Rowe could join Aston Villa this summer. Smith Rowe has endured a difficult campaign at Arsenal as he is fallen down the pecking order under Mikel Arteta. The 22-year-old was a key man last time out, but after picking up an injury earlier in the campaign, he has really struggled for minutes this season. His struggles at Arsenal this season have led to rumors that he could leave the Emirates Stadium this summer. Indeed, Smith Rowe has reportedly emerged as a target for Aston Villa after he played under Unai Emery at Arsenal a few years ago. Now, Alex Crook claims that the English midfielder could well end up at Villa Park this summer after a frustrating campaign at Arsenal. Speaking to Give Me Sport, Crook provided an update on Smith Rowe's future amid interest from Villa. He said, "They had a go at signing him a couple of years ago when he was sort of a mainstay in the team. He hasn't been this season, and he is not started a game in the Premier League, almost like the forgotten man, and obviously there is a connection with Villa as Emery gave him his debut at Arsenal, so this is definitely one that could happen in the summer." Smith Rowe is clearly a talented player, and he has already shown what he is capable of in an Arsenal shirt, but the youngster has struggled to break back into Arteta's side this season, with the likes of Martin Odegaard and Granit Xhaka performing so well in midfield. Of course, he played under Emery at Arsenal, and the Spaniard even handed him his debut for the club back in 2018. Emery has previously raved about his talent and labeled him a quality player. With Villa seemingly on the up, it could be a brilliant move for Smith Rowe. Merson staggered £70 million Arsenal target could move this summer. Paul Merson cannot believe that Chelsea could let Mason Mount leave this summer amid reports that Arsenal have held talks about signing the England international. Right now, Chelsea's squad has too many players and no balance, and with that, the club would surely love to move on a number of their players. Unfortunately for Chelsea fans, one of those who could end up leaving is Mason Mount. The 24-year-old is out of contract at the end of next season, and he is attracting a lot of attention with the Blues ready to sell this summer if he is not going to sign a new deal. In fact, one of the teams holding talks about a move for Mount is Arsenal. It would be quite a statement if Mikel Arteta's man could bring him in this summer. But Paul Merson has admitted that he is staggered that Mount may be the player to leave Chelsea as they look to trim the squad. He said, "For me, you have got to keep Mason Mount straight away. Mason Mount looks like he is going to be the one going, and you are like, whoa, all right. He hasn't been great this season. He's had an injury, and he isn't playing this season because of his injury, but he was one of their standout players last year. He was one of England's best players." There is no doubt that Mount's contract situation is the only reason his future has a question mark over it. Surely, there is absolutely no chance that Chelsea would consider a sale otherwise, but it has been a miserable campaign, and offloading some of their players is probably not going to be easy, so losing Mount on a free probably is not an option. It would be a shock if anyone got close to Chelsea's reported £70 million asking price, but his admirers will probably be confident that that price will drop if he makes it clear that he is ready to leave. It's definitely going to be fascinating to keep an eye on the situation this summer. Roberto De Zerbi says incredible Arsenal target needs to stay at Brighton. Brighton manager Roberto De Zerbi has said when Arsenal transfer target Mitoma can leave the club. The winger has excelled in the Premier League this season. The Gunners have held an interest in Mitoma since February. Via TalkSPORT, Fabrizio Romano said that Mitoma has a £35 million asking price via Court Offside. In his 26 Premier League appearances, Mitoma has scored 7 goals and 5 assists. The 25-year-old has been key to Brighton, battling for a European spot. The Seagulls have struggled to keep their star talent over the last couple of seasons. There is fear that the same will happen this summer. High-flying Arsenal aren't the only club linked to Mitoma. Real Madrid and Manchester City have reportedly also joined the transfer race, according to Team Talk. With big clubs linked, De Zerbi spoke about the future of Mitoma and said, via Fabrizio Romano, "He needs to stay here one more year, for him and for us." The incredible player will no doubt see the big clubs linked to him, and this could see him try to get a move away from Brighton. With him at 25, clubs like Arsenal will not mind waiting another year to sign Mitoma. Despite these words from De Zerbi, it will not be a shock to see clubs bid for him in the upcoming transfer window. The Japanese international, who featured for his country in the 2022 World Cup, is enjoying his time at Brighton. Hopefully, for Brighton fans, this means that he will be happy to stay at the club for another season. Chris Sutton seriously impressed by £70 million Arsenal target yesterday. Pundit Chris Sutton was blown away by Brighton midfielder and Arsenal target Moises Caicedo. Sutton was converting Brighton's huge 6-0 win on BT Sport score against Wolverhampton Wanderers. There were eyebrows raised when Roberto De Zerbi kept several of the Seagulls key players on the bench. However, his decision was vindicated very quickly as they raced into a 4-goal lead in the first half. He then called upon Moises Caicedo, Alexis McAllister and Mitoma after the break. It was the last thing Wolves needed, and Sutton was very impressed by Arsenal target Caicedo after his introduction. One moment in particular stood out to the Pundit during his 25-minute cameo. There will be fans at the Emirates hoping he is doing something similar for them next season. The Scottish pundit was watching Brighton's brilliant win and said, "We talk about Brighton playing out from the back. Steele is about a couple of yards beyond his left-hand post. He has the ball at his feet. Wolves have got a high press on. Caicedo has a man on his back. The ball's played to him. He is probably 8 yards in the middle of his goal. It's an open goal if a Wolves player nicks it, and rather than taking the option of popping it out to Gross at right back, he actually turns his midfielder and drives up the pitch with the ball. It's unbelievable. Great play." The £70 million midfielder is one of several options Arsenal might turn to this summer. West Ham captain Declan Rice has also been touted as a potential option. As Sutton said, Caicedo's brilliant close control in high-pressure situations would perfectly suit Arsenal. Mikel Arteta's side heavily relies on keeping possession and drawing opposition teams out before delivering several quickly played passes. Caicedo's dynamism would fit right in, and he could play in either Thomas Partey or Granit Xhaka's role. At 21, Caicedo also has plenty of scope to continue improving. Arsenal would be silly not to consider trying to sign the Ecuadorian again this summer. Arsenal interested in signing brilliant Premier League defender. Premier League giants Arsenal are interested in signing Crystal Palace defender Marc Guéhi, according to a report from The Sun. Manager Mikel Arteta is determined to make sure that challenging for the title is not just a one-off. Due to this, he wants significant investment for next season. This has seen them have an interest in Guéhi. For now, no offer has been made for the centre-back, who has been a fan favourite in South London. Tottenham have been linked to Guéhi for some time via the Daily Mail. This could see the two North London rivals battle it out for the defender over the summer. Since signing for Crystal Palace from Chelsea, Guéhi has shown he has the quality to be a top Premier League defender. It's no shock to see Arsenal are now keen on the centre-back. He is only 22, But he has been trusted with the captaincy on many occasions at Palace. He has also been selected for the England squad multiple times, with the Gunners wanting to battle in both Europe and all the domestic competitions. They need to improve the quality of the squad. We have seen them start to falter in their title race as defender William Saliba has been injured. They have drawn 3 and lost 1 of their last 4, bringing in a signing like Guéhi, who has shown that they have the quality to excel in the Premier League, would be a great signing. He has been praised on many occasions, with him being called brilliant by Steve Cooper. He is no doubt destined for a big move, but for now, it's unknown where he could end up. Arsenal on alert for potential £60 million transfer opportunity. Arsenal are reportedly on alert for the potential transfer of Barcelona winger Raphinha, who could be available for around £60 million this summer. The Brazil international is of long-term interest to the Gunners, and although he is not necessarily a top priority for them in the next transfer window, they have been placed on alert by his potential availability, according to Football Insider. Raphinha hasn't quite hit top form at the Camp Nou so far, though he previously looked a fine talent in his time in the Premier League with Leeds United. Arsenal could do well to bring Raphinha back to English football, with Barca seemingly ready to cash in on the 26-year-old for a fee in the region of £60 million. Mikel Arteta already has Bukayo Saka as a left-footed attacking player on the right-hand side, and it's hard to imagine anyone being able to shift the young England international out of the Arsenal starting 11. Football Insider suggests that Barcelona could let Raphinha go due to Lionel Messi's potential return to the club this summer. Arsenal leading the race to sign 17-year-old defensive prodigy. Arsenal are reportedly interested in signing the Colchester defender Micaiah James. According to a report from Football Insider, the Gunners are currently in pole position to secure the 17-year-old signature, and they will face competition from Scottish giant Celtic. The two clubs have been scouting the player regularly, and it remains to be seen whether they can agree on a fee with Colchester. Celtic are also one on the front runners to sign the player. The 17-year-old is a prodigious talent with a bright future ahead of him, and he could prove to be a solid long-term investment for the two clubs. Arsenal have a top-class youth set up, and they could help the 17-year-old defender continue his development and fulfill his potential at North London. James is unlikely to be a part of Mikel Arteta's first-team squad, and he is expected to join up with the youth team. The talented left-back will look to force his way into the first-team scene at Arsenal in the coming seasons and establish himself as a starter in the future. The Gunners have an impressive pool of young talent at their disposal, and James could prove to be an exciting prospect for them. It remains to be seen whether the player is keen on a move to the Premier League club this summer. He has been a key performer for the Colchester youth team, and he needs to join a club where he will be provided with a clear pathway to the first team. The defender would have more chances of playing first-team football at Celtic as compared to Arsenal in the coming seasons. The Scottish Giants have nurtured plenty of talented young players into established first-team stars in recent seasons. Both clubs are likely to be attractive destinations for the youngster, and it will be interesting to see where he ends up. Arsenal offered a chance to sign £65 million Lightning attacker this summer. The agent of Juventus forward Dusan Vlahović has offered the player to Arsenal, according to a report from Tutto Mercato Web. Alongside the Gunners, Vlahović has also been offered to Bundesliga giants Bayern München. Tutto Mercato Web states that the striker will cost £65 million. He is also seen as a player Juventus are willing to sell. Mikel Arteta is a big fan of Vlahović via Gazzetta dello Sport. Arsenal have been linked to Vlahović for a long time, and they tried to sign him last summer. The player is a transfer target that the Gunners keep on coming back to in their pursuit to increase the quality of their strikers at the club. The 23-year-old has been admired by many. He was hailed as lightning quick by Micah Richards. He is a prolific striker and has managed 69 goals in Italy for both Juventus and Fiorentina. The Gunners do have a great striker in Gabriel Jesus. In his first season, the forward has 15 goal contributions in the Premier League. Despite his quality, he has missed a chunk of the season due to injury. When he has missed out, the club have lacked the quality up top. This lack of depth, combined with their surprising title challenge this campaign, emphasizes their need to strengthen the squad for next season. Arsenal will be battling for the title and also back in the Champions League for the first time since 2016 next season. A signing like Vlahović would massively improve the squad. Vlahović is still very young and is already playing at a very high level. He has the potential to become a world-class striker over the next few years. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.